I am Marquett Burton. I want to talk to you about a training center that I'm building. It's unique because it's very much so focused on single mothers and their sons. Doesn't mean that if you are a mother or even a father with a son that you can't benefit from this training center. But the reason it's focused on single mothers and their sons is because, number one, these boys in particular need to be under masculine guidance and leadership, but also not only do these boys need to be enculturated, trained, educated in what it is to grow into a man, also their mothers need to learn as well, such that they don't counter the teachings that we give the boys. This training center is going to provide training and education on a quarterly basis. So a minimum of 4 times a year, the boy and his mother will come to the training center for intensive weekends, which will be, of course, fun. We have 60 acres for the boys to enjoy sport and activity and team building, and also for the mothers to link with one another and get support as they attempt to rear boys on their own. The training center is around creating communities that should last a lifetime and generations. The reason that I'm appealing to you is because we like to put together a building which is in fact marvelous. We want it to be somewhere that people are proud to go and study, but most importantly, we want these boys to be able to go through the training center and experience rites of passage, which is to say milestones in their life that say, hey, you're growing up the right way, you're making progress, you're on track with the man that we as a community are raising you to be. And when those men have sons, it is our hope that they bring their kids back to this community. You see, in this modern era, the American society, the Western governments have kept us so separated. They have us in apartments, we're constantly moving, and we don't have a homeland, we don't have a place that feels like home where we feel community. We're building that, and one of the core functions of this place is to build men. And it must be done, of course, with the boys there, but most importantly with the mothers there. When we teach your son that he's being groomed to be a man, when he goes back to your household and he sits at the head of the table, you should let him. He is in fact the man of your house as your single mother. And we want to educate the mother not on how she can pretend to be a father, for she could never be, but rather her not emasculating this boy as he matures, her understanding the maturation of the human male into the human man, and making sure that she doesn't interrupt it or upset it, and also ensuring that we as a community are a resource for her, bringing this boy into manhood. You mustn't have just one man, you must have men, the community, and also to give this mother a support network of women who are good, positive women, because we understand that as a parent in general, especially a single mother, there are many stresses. The great thing is that we've already been putting on this kind of education. We've been doing it for boys as young as 11 years old and men as old as 60 years old. We all need network and support and clear sets of values, clear sets of principles that we should strive to embody. Some of the things we'll teach our young men, of course, the basics of health, wealth, relationships. As we dig deeper into each of those things, what does health mean from a mental standpoint, physical and otherwise? When we talk about wealth, teaching the young boys what credit is, giving them financial literacy, letting them know the expectations of the world for them as they mature, the expectations that women will have for them, what they are as a patriarch, as a family, how you take care of your family. And we're very frank that a single mother household is not the ideal, and that is why we are training you to be a man who is a present father and husband to rear a proper family. This is a training center that will be straightforward, it'll be frank, it'll provide values and support, and we want to do this on a quarterly basis and ensure that both the boy and the mother are in a supportive network and have a regular place to return to so that they can get support as they make progress on this journey we call life. We've already begun the process in earnest. And our goal is to really bring a new transparency to the crowdsourced funding space with weekly updates. We've already given 3 updates. Of course, this project starts with making sure that we know the requirements for the building and all of the spaces that need to be there, the technology infrastructure, and then from there, some of the basics in terms of engaging local government for permits and things you wouldn't think about, like making sure that the new building has an address, which we've already secured because 911 has to have you registered. The land for this project, I've donated myself, donated $500,000 worth of land to this. And we're in the planning process right now. And what we've decided on that we'll have within this space is, of course, a large auditorium that can seat at least 200 persons. In addition, there'll be a stage. Everything will be very much so tech enabled with everything cutting edge. In addition, there'll be a game room. There'll be a gym, there'll be male-female locker room, there'll be a significant security layer in terms of audio video. We want it to be really one of the safest spaces on earth, and we want to do something unique, which is to provide access to the video recordings that'll be real time to everyone in the community, because safety and transparency is hugely important, especially where our women and children are concerned. In addition to the aforementioned things, we'll also have a private apartment there so that when our speakers come in, when expert OBGYN comes in to talk to the ladies, or an important businessman comes in to talk to the young boys, to make sure that we're raising up strong young men and excellent young women. We want them to be in comfort, and our goal is to bring in all of the most important, most impactful speakers to educate our youth. We'll have that apartment there to house them, our speakers. And in addition, we will have a kitchen, a full industrial sized kitchen, so that of course we can provide food. And for us, health, wealth, relationships are core to our way of being. We want the kids to learn gardening and farming. And we also want, at minimum, our girls to be excellent cooks. So yes, we are being very ambitious about this. We want our children and our young men, young women to be in a gorgeous building. And that's not cheap. Quality's not cheap. And our goal is not to do this inexpensively. Our goal is to make a significant investment in our youth and in ourselves. And to that end, we're raising this capital, and we've already engaged a number of architecture firms. We're picking the best ones. The current estimates are coming in at the low of $20,000 and at the high of $300,000. Of course, we're going to continue our due diligence and continue making sure that those who invest in this are updated on a weekly basis and are familiar with every detail as we make progress. So we invite you to join this and support this, because every dollar you put in, you'll get a lot more out. And every dollar we put into this, it'll be immortalized in good knowledge and bright futures for our children and our community.